Coming up with cool project builds is not just a big part of what we do here at Dirt Tracks, it says a whole lot about who we are. And while we love testing brand new vehicles, we also like to cut into them. While not every build is a full custom fabrication, we try to make even bolt-on designs change the attitude and utility of the vehicle we're tricking out. While there are a lot of off-the-shelf parts used in all of our builds, there are quite a few that require not just mild structural changes, but heavy fabrication or replacement of integral chassis pieces. And this is where the builds truly get interesting. Last season, we took a brand new Maverick XDS Turbo, and through the use of custom fabrication, exceptionally good parts, and a lot of man-hours, we're able to transform it into something completely out of the norm. The Black Devil Maverick was as custom as it gets, while not just becoming wider or gaining more suspension travel, but going so far outside the box that while the XDS Turbo DNA stayed the same, its intended purpose was something entirely different. And that brings us to the current build, a brand new 2015 Maverick Max XDS Turbo that's going to be just as custom but with a totally different intention. It's the ultimate off-road expedition vehicle that's not just fun to drive, it's multi-day self-sufficient. Working with our good friend Mike Bennett from TerraTech and a long list of supporting sponsors, we were able to locate and lock down many custom parts and products for our build. UTV Canada has also joined the build this year, and this is where we took the Maverick from stock to stripped in only a matter of minutes, and allowed us to see what we were really working with. To ensure that we have a solid mounting location for extra gear and accessories, we decided to ditch the stock cage and bumper and go for something a little stronger. A totally new reinforced and chopped cage from S3 Powersports allowed for an extra thick 1/8 inch steel one-piece roof. It also dropped the overall height, allowing for some future roof racks. The matching front S3 bumper is beefy and will allow the use of a 6,000-pound winch as well as offer unmatched protection thanks to the cage tie-in mounts. Dropping in the hand-built and factory-spec'd Elka Stage 5 front shocks fitted with iBox springs really updates the rig. And finally, before heading out to fabrication, a set of Dragonfire heavy-duty steel tie rods were swapped out for the stock hollow tube aluminum ones, ensuring we don't get a bend when our significantly heavier rig encounters a front-end impact. With Reed and his crew from UTV Canada finishing all of the bolt-ons that we could at this point, it was time to load up the Maverick and ship it across town to Tim G of G&G Racing, who would be doing all of the custom fabrication work from the plans that we laid out with TerraTech Off-Road.
Kind of semi-professionally raced sprint cars in the early 80s. Getting towards the end of my racing career, I felt, and I was living down in Jamestown, Indiana. A good friend of mine was down in the area for a speedway banquet. I got visiting with him, and he was telling me about this new race facility they were building back here, and that seemed like a good way to get back home and get in the race car fabrication, parts, distribution type of business. It's something that I always had on the back burner, thinking when I was done with my racing that's what I wanted to do. So in the spring we sold the property there and loaded up a couple of trucks full of parts and machinery and all our goods and moved back here to Leduc and bought this place 24 years ago and just chipping away ever since.
Tim is a racer at his core and knows a thing or two about fabrication from all of his years of racing experience. His shop has all of the tools you would need to build just about anything that we could imagine, so we knew we were in good hands.
For our part of the project is we need to build basically a rear clip for it, I would call it, that's capable of holding a refrigeration unit, mount a spare tire on the rear of it, mount some lighting on the top, build a rack, carry a propane bottle. It's actually, I don't know if I have it all listed there, but there's a fair amount for us to fabricate here, and looks like it's going to be a real fun project.
There's still a whole lot to be done to our ultimate expedition vehicle, so stay tuned to future episodes where we're not just going to change the design of this Maverick, we're going to completely change the intended purpose.
If you've enjoyed watching this Dirt Tracks TV segment, we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you'll never miss another update.